everybody, Coach Coda here from D1 Sioux Falls,
And I'm Seth Daughters.
and we're just going to talk to you today about stress management and where we get stressed in our lives and how we can manage those things.
So the first thing we want to kind of dive into are the two types of stress. So we have distress and eustress. Distress is going to be any stress that kind of has a negative side effect to our body. Could be the loss of a loved one, conflict with a loved one, something along those lines. And then eustress is going to be a stress that is actually good for the body. It's something, maybe a stress that is motivating, a stress that comes from exercise. So those are the two stressors that could have a negative side effect on the body if they are chronic.
So when we're stressed out, whether it's distress or eustress, things happen in our bodies, and those things are good if it's eustress or if we are running from a bear or getting ready to exercise. We need those things to happen. We want our heart rate to increase. We need our blood pressure to increase. We need hormones to be released. But when those things are released constantly and we have chronic stress in our lives, then we have a lot of negative side effects. So our blood pressure is increased constantly. We tend to get a lot of GI issues, which can lead to ulcers, and those aren't good for us. Sleep disturbances. A lot of times we lay there awake at night wondering, thinking about things, and that's not good because then we're tired and we can't handle the stress effectively either. Excess muscle tension. So a lot of times you'll see that we hold our tension in our necks and our shoulders, so trying to alleviate that is good. And one of the main things is that, like I said, we have stress hormones that are good for us when we need them to be released. But specifically cortisol, when it's released constantly in the body, that's not good for us. It can increase your blood glucose levels or your blood sugar levels, and we don't want that to happen in our body continuously.
So let's talk about some areas within wellness that the stressors or negative side effects might come from. And if you saw the January issue of the D1 Sioux Falls newsletter, this was kind of listed out and explained to you kind of the different areas and the side effects or the negative side effects of those stresses from those areas. And so we have physical, emotional, spiritual, occupational, intellectual, and social. And so all these areas may be areas that provide a distress or a eustress to us, especially if we don't have a balance within our life and within these components of wellness.
So finding a balance between those can be hard, but we can find a way to manage everything. So how we want to manage some of the stressors in our lives is, first of all, exercise is always good for us. It releases endorphins, that makes us feel good. Hopefully your time here at D1 is a stress reliever for you, and also trying other different types of exercise such as yoga, even running, especially when it gets a little nicer outside. Just trying something different, something to help you release that stress.
And then we have things like meditation, breathing, proper breaths, taking a deep belly breath so that we can relax those muscles if we hold that tension in our shoulders. Things like self-imagery, putting ourselves in a positive situation. Things like that will help to alleviate some of those distresses that we might be experiencing. Journaling, okay, putting it on paper, seeing it written. If we read it, we write it, we'll remember it, kind of organizing our thoughts in that sort of fashion. And then one that I use a lot of is lists and organization, putting things in lists and listing them out in A, B, and C. A being the ones that you need to get done right away, B being kind of next on the list, and then C being things that, yes, they need to get done, but you need to get A and B done before you move on to C. And so I use those a lot to kind of just organize my thoughts and kind of organize the flow of my day or my week. And then coloring books, believe it or not, even for adults, are starting to be popular. Something that takes little brain power, but that helps you to relieve a lot of stress. And then a big one is going to be nutrition, fueling our body to avoid those crashes, to be able to handle those stresses in our day-to-day life, and just putting the right foods in our body at the right time so that we have that energy throughout the day. So this is kind of a short list of kind of things that we can do to manage that stress, and hopefully you take something away from this to help manage your stress.
And one of the biggest things that we kind of want to share is to try to do something for yourself every day. So whether it's coming here to D1 and participating in a workout, maybe that's the one thing you do for yourself every day. It could be as simple as enjoying 5 minutes and having a cup of coffee in the morning, or taking 5 minutes before you go to bed, shut your phone off, put it in the other room, meditate, just clear that mind, clear your mind of the day so you can get a good night's rest and be ready to deal with any other stressors in your life. So have a great February.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.